Hello and welcome to your February Bulldog Best Assembly. I love this time of the month because we get to celebrate all of the positive things that are happening at Ross Moines. And let me show you how many positive things are happening. This is just a small amount. Look how full that is. That's incredible. So nice work on sharing your Bulldog Best since February. That's a lot of winners. So before we get too far into it, I want to say our Bulldog pledge, and I want you to emphasize responsibility because that's where we're going to focus this month. So ready? Here we go. I promise to practice safety, always be responsible, will show respect, and share my Bulldog best at Ross Moines Elementary. And a lot of times I've been talking with friends about how we share our Bulldog best no matter what. So oftentimes I hear when I'm having conversations with friends that may have made a not so positive choice is that they said, well, my friend did it, or someone so another student had done something. And I need to remind my friends, if you see somebody not being safe, responsible, or respectful, that does not mean that you do not follow your Bulldog best. You always follow your Bulldog best at Ross Moines, right? Because we want it to be a good place. Everybody makes mistakes, but it certainly doesn't mean that we should all make that same mistake. So before moving on, I'm going to pause because we're going to watch three small clips about communication, which is a responsibility of yours, as well as all the staff here, and teamwork. So stay tuned and watch my video.
It's smarter to travel in groups.
All right, so what do you think about that? Did you notice anything about the three clips? There were a couple things, commonalities, things that they had the same in all three. So what did you notice about all three of the videos? Did you notice that there was a problem that came up? I did. I noticed there was a problem. And before they solved the problem, something happened. Do you know what that was? What happened right before they solved the problem? Yeah, there was communication, right? There was some type of communication. And interestingly enough, there were no words, were there? No. They used their body. They used different ways to communicate, to convey what they wanted, to tell what they wanted. So, for example, in the ant video, there was one ant who was in trouble. And he could not solve his problem by himself. He couldn't. So he quickly communicated. And another ant noticed that there was a problem. And he quickly communicated to his team. And we have a team here at Ross Moines. That's all of your peers, all of your classmates, every student here at Ross Moines. You're part of the Ross Moines team. And so when you communicate to your team that you need help, just like in that ant video, everybody should come together to help and support. So in that ant video, they all did, and they solved their problem, didn't they? Same thing in the crab video. They solved their problem. First, they noticed there was a problem. Next, they communicated. Third, they worked as a team. Teamwork. So I want you to pay particular attention to communication and teamwork at times throughout your school day. I want you to think about it at recess. I want you to think about it at lunchtime. I want you to communicate. And when you communicate, you don't always have to use words. It's very interesting. Those videos, there was no talking, was there? No. What are different ways that we can communicate? Right? Our body can communicate. So remember a couple months ago, or might have even been last month, when I told you about your face communicates and your body communicates. When I stand like this or I stand like this, you could always say to somebody, I'm noticing there's a problem. What's wrong? There's also people who use different methods of communication. Many of us might use our mouth and speak, but some of us have communication devices. Some of us know sign language. So those are all ways to communicate, and they're very important to make sure it happens before we solve the problem. So I want you to pay close attention to that, and I want you to spend some time during your morning meetings talking about communication and teamwork. All right, are we ready to celebrate our Bulldog Best winners? I am going to be pulling out 10 friends from this very big bucket to recognize and talk about their Bulldog Best. So I can't wait to tell you what they win. You're going to love it. All right. Our first winner is Owen in I think he's in Mrs. Dunn's class. He is being recognized by Mrs. Anderson for being a great helper to second graders and being so positive. Thank you, Owen. Next, we have Olivia in Mrs. Klein's class. She picked up another student's pencil box that fell over on the floor. Nice job, Olivia. Thanks for being so kind. Next, we have Mohammed in Mrs. Hugar's class. Mrs. Hugar is recognizing you for your encouraging words to help your partner in spring math. Wow, that's awesome. I love that. That's great. It's definitely sharing your Bulldog best. Next, we have Omar in Mrs. Faila's class. Omar is being recognized for being a hard worker and a conscientious student. Good job, Omar. I'm proud of you. All right, we have another winner, Diana, in Miss Wilsbach's class. She's being recognized by Mrs. Emerson for being a great listener. Nice job, Diana. Next, we have Oren. He's being recognized by Miss Fleischer for being responsible. He's always willing to help, and he cleans up, he helps his peers, and he helps the teacher even when he's not asked to. Thank you so much, Oren. Next, we have Leah in Mrs. Hugar's class being recognized for her hard work with spring math and her spring math partner. She was encouraging and helpful. I love it. I love all these friends helping other friends. That's teamwork. Next, we're recognizing Kyrie in Mrs. Fritz's class. She's being recognized by Mrs. Fritz for being responsible. She was reading quietly and following directions. Superb. All right, last but certainly not least is Blake in Mrs. Faila's class. Mrs. Barrier reported that Blake had cleaned up a table at lunch when no one else would do it. Well, that doesn't sound like teamwork. That sounds like someone being a leader. Thank you so much, Blake, for being a leader and being so responsible. Mrs. Barrier recognizes you, and so does Mrs. Faila. Congratulations to our winners. Oh, I'm sorry, we have one more winner. Supposed to do 10, that was only 9. Our next winner, but last but certainly not least, is James Ferguson. Congratulations, James. You are being recognized for being a hard worker and really working hard with your math with Mrs. Romberger. Congratulations, James. I love that responsibility and that commitment to growing your brain. Good job, friends. I'm really proud of you. Now, I'm sure you want to know, what do the Bulldog Best winners win? Well, you win the opportunity to have your entire grade level sit where they would like to at lunchtime. So, what you have all the way up until the end of March, you have the ability to go to Mrs. Havens or Mrs. Barrier and share that you would like your grade level to sit wherever they would like today so that friends can sit with friends across classes. So that's pretty incredible. Everybody gets to celebrate you because you shared your Bulldog best. That's teamwork. Congratulations and keep sharing your Bulldog best.